This is a public service announcement to not waste your money on a storage unit. I wanted to free up some space. I have a very small, humble home here, and I wanted to free up some space in it recently. I used to have one with my mom. Like, we used to have a storage unit. She said it just kept going up, and I thought that was just kind of, you know, purely from inflation. But when I went to go and try to get even a smaller unit today, the woman, shout out to Lady, that's her name. Shout out to Lady that worked there at the local CubeSmart. She told me that there's no cap on storage units, that it could start off at one price and it could just continue to go up. She was so transparent about it, when that you would think that's not her, her job's to sell them and get me in there, right? But because all I really wanted to do was take some like guitar cases and stuff. I play music, so I have a bunch of like travel cases. I don't plan on traveling anytime soon. At least I don't plan on, like touring and needing these I have a bunch of hard shell cases for my piano, my guitar, and they're in my car right now, and I'm wondering, like, now I'm just basically thinking how much I have to reorganize in here. But I don't know if people are aware of that. She told me basically there's no cap on it. It's similar to, you know, just any sort of rental, like renting any space, that the CubeSmart is allowed to charge, you know, however they're allowed to raise prices however much they want, and there's no one to create there's no ceiling there, basically. So it could just keep going up forever, essentially, you know, technically, like, it can be that way. So you know, even for a smaller space, I was hoping to go in there and get a cheap, like, the 5x5 that she showed me. That's literally all it is, a 5x5 small space. I would probably start at the with the discount, $67 a month. And she said it would probably go up to $80. And I asked her straight up, so if this doesn't have a cap, it just keeps going up, I could be, so at some point, paying $120, $150 for this little 5x5? She's like, yeah. Like, I was just blown away at how there are already so many things as a millennial. I've had so many things just kind of, you know, so many millennials in general, we've had a lot of, you know, speed bumps and things get in the way, and things like so many things against us, or against our wallets, I should say. So many things where my money feels like it is just constantly in a chokehold, and that there's no light at the end of the tunnel. You know, that's how, not that I'm stressing out financially. It's more so like, why is everything so expensive? Why does it continue to increase in price? Why does everything continue to stay expensive, or even become, you know, just increasingly more costly? It is really annoying. But yeah, I was just blown away by that. I was absolutely blown away by that, because again, these are guitar cases. I'm not going to be going in there. It's not like I'm somebody working at. A lot of people buy big storage units and work, guys that are into welding, construction, any sort of crafty, you know, trade like that. You would need a space. A lot of them have to have a separate space just so they're not having all of their work at home. I totally get that. Like, it's really a good idea to have that if you're in that kind of work. I'm going to be leaving guitar cases in there, and it's just going to sit there. So what I'm going to spend my money to just have a space that I'm not even really going to access that often, that it's just, shit is just going to sit in there so it's not taking up space in here? That'd be a waste of money, you know? It's just not a smart idea, right? So I was absolutely shocked by that. Absolutely shocked at how it is not only a little more, it's way pricier for a small storage unit, way more expensive than you would think, and it doesn't stay there. It's not like it's, $67 a month, but it's only gonna stay. It'll continue to increase. And and what I brought up to her, I really appreciated her transparency. CubeSmart, you should give her a raise, because honestly, like, she was so direct. Even though they didn't get my business, I'm glad I know this now because of her. I told her straight up, like, see, you guys got everyone by the balls. Like I said, basically the real estate of this, CubeSmart owns this entire plot of land that has all of these buildings that are specifically made for storage units. So many people pay whatever, you know, they have so much junk that they treat their storage units like, all right, this is the place where we put our bullshit, and it just sits there, and they're pissing away probably hundreds of dollars, you know, thousands a year, potentially, for stuff to just sit there. And people want that security of knowing something's not taking up their space. As in America, a problem we have is having too much stuff. You know, that it literally, like, we pay to keep our stuff in a separate place. But I was telling her, like, you guys got everyone by the balls, because the demand is is up here, and the supply is limited. There aren't like a bunch of, you know, storage units here, and it's like they're whatever real estate hasn't been eaten up in South Florida, they're locked into these places, and even if someone bought the land, bought the property from them, they're going to continue to keep it as a storage unit. It's not a smart idea to buy a plot of land that has all that already built and ready made, and you know, it's so that's what I mean is basically these places are they have such a stronghold on the necessity that people feel for storage units that, yeah, they can continue to charge whatever they want and people will pay for it. And they totally have everyone by the balls in that way. And I was just blown away by that. Do you guys have a storage unit? Do you feel you're paying too much for your storage unit? Do you want one, but from what I've said, did that completely turn you off? Or have you thought about this before? I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. No, but yeah, I'm curious to know if anybody else, like, how other people feel, because like a storage unit is so helpful. It's just a lot of people throw decorations for holidays and shit that they don't need year round in there. And again, like I said, like a lot of junk or stuff that they don't want to get rid of, but that they don't use all the time. So that's very relatable, obviously. You know, like we have stuff that, you know, how many people keep like their old family photos in there, stuff that they don't always keep, but you know, keep around the house, but want to make sure they have for as long as they can. I don't know. I'm just shocked. I'm shocked at how many things are consistently not in my favor, your favor. It's fucking bullshit, right?